All right, what makes you feel good? Actually, like, what really makes me feel good is connections. I enjoy meeting people, hearing their stories, finding out about them, kind of seeing what their world is, what they've come from. I mean, I'm a writer, so a lot of writing is people watching and people interacting. And I think, even though I can be sort of a standoffish person at times, I really, like, when I go to a party, for example, I'm the type of person who will engage with one-on-one conversations with someone for 20, 30 minutes, as opposed to kind of just moving around the room and talking to a lot of people. So I've been the person who will always have a small group of really close personal friends rather than the big, large group of, like, just acquaintances. So, yeah, connections really make me feel good, and I think that's a lot about why I miss the fact that we can't be doing shows right now, or large shows. There's nothing more than I want to do than to be in a large field in the middle of Tennessee with 100,000 other people just listening to music all day. And I think with COVID and lockdown and everything, I think that's the thing that I've missed the most, is just sort of being around other people and getting to know people and spending time with people. So did you vote in the last election? Yes, I did. I voted for Biden. I have no problem in saying I voted for Biden. I would have rather voted for Sanders, but, you know, I had to vote for whoever could get Trump out of office. And I think the important thing about that, it's the same with the stimulus that just came out. A lot of people are saying it's not enough, you know, but I think the same thing applies to Biden as it applies to the stimulus. Is we had to do the basic thing, and now we have to continue to work hard to keep working, to get more stimulus, to get Biden to pass good legislation. We did the basics, and now we got to keep going, I think. What is one memory you have about your family? Okay, since this is since it's almost Christmas, I'll share this one. When I was a kid, my parents we'd do the whole thing, put out cookies for Santa, all that stuff. But what I found out many years later was the cookies that we put out for Santa, my parents, after I had gone to bed, would take them and put them back in the general pot of all the cookies. So I literally was eating the cookies that I was putting out for Santa a couple days earlier. And the other thing was, my mom and dad used to, they would trace my sister's boyfriend's boot print and put, like, powder around it and make these footprints leading from the chimney to our Christmas tree. So when I woke up the next morning, it looked like Santa had been there because there's these boot prints going from the from the chimney to the tree. What is one fact that you think everyone should know? I don't know if it's a fact, but I think, actually, instead of a fact that I think everyone should know, I think people should do a better job of checking the sources of the things that they read and seeing where that information is coming from, and sort of, you know, because there's so much fake, misleading stuff out there, and I'm not going to say fake news, but, like, if the source of your information is a Facebook meme that has been posted and recopied 35 times, it might not be true. And so I wish that people would just consider the sources of the information they're getting and do a little more work themselves to kind of really understand where that information is coming from, other than just blankly accepting it because someone posted it somewhere. What is one story about yourself that defines you? Okay, there was a book that we read in preschool. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like The Man with 100 Hats, or The Man with 1,000 Hats, something like that. And in my preschool class, we played a sort of version of tag where it was like, you put all the hats on one person, then everyone went and hid, and then you had to like try and find them. I remember very distinctly not wanting to be it, so they put all the hats on me, and then I stood up, took all the hats off, went to like a separate corner of the preschool room and just started reading a book. I think that's a story that defines me pretty well. And lastly, we have, what advice do you have for the people watching? I mean, love one another, stay calm. You know, we're in a shitty time, but it will get better. And, you know, I think everyone's kind of hurting right now, and I think it's important that even if you can't help a lot, to try and help to what degree you can. And whether that's, you know, just calling some people and checking in on them to make sure they're okay, sending the buddy $10 so his family doesn't go hungry for the night, whatever level you can do. And I just want, when this all started, I thought there were two ways that we could come out of this. I thought we could either come out of this with people who are able to taking advantage of all the people that are suffering, or that we can come out of this as a more loving, accepting, and caring community of people. And I'm really hoping it's the latter and not the former.